I am Will Scott. We have some breaking news on Celtics today. Celtics head coach Ime Udoka is facing a 1-year suspension after a relationship with a Celtics employee. This coming from Woj earlier this morning. Boston Celtics coach Ime Udoka is likely facing a suspension for the entire 2022-2023 season for his role in a consensual relationship with a female staff member, sources tell ESPN. A formal announcement is expected as soon as today. So let me ask you, what is your one-word reaction to Ime Udoka likely being suspended 1 year? We're learning this news. It's breaking at this hour. What is your one-word reaction to the potential and, at this point, likely Ime Udoka 1-year suspension? So this all started late last night when Adrian Wojnarowski tweeted this. Boston Celtics coach Ime Udoka is facing possible disciplinary action, including a significant suspension for unspecified violation of organizational guidelines. Discussions are ongoing with within the Celtics on a final determination. So when that was tweeted, NBA Twitter was freaking out, saying, what's going on? Celtics Twitter is freaking out as well, saying, what on earth could Ime Udoka have done? And then Shams tweeted this later after that. Celtics coach Ime Udoka had an improper, intimate, and consensual relationship with a female member of the team staff. Sources tell The Athletic and Stadium it's been deemed a violation of the franchise's code of conduct. So this is just the latest incident in regards to what's been going on with the Celtics in the last month or so. So you had the Danilo Gallinari torn ACL. Robert Williams, we learned the other day that he's set to have surgery. And now Ime Udoka is facing a possible and likely 1-year suspension. So this coming, of course, right after the Celtics went to the NBA Finals. They're going into this season as the favorites to win the title, and now you have a lot of drama building up here right before training camp. Adrian Wojnarowski tweeted that assistant coach Joe Mazzulla is likely to become Boston's interim coach for the season. Sources tell ESPN. We're going to get into more about Mazzulla here in a second. But first, go down and subscribe, because when breaking news happens, we have you covered. Go down, subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep you guys posted on more information that comes out about this, because there's surely going to be more that we learn about what went down. Here's what Adrian Wojnarowski tweeted about Ime Udoka and also posted on ESPN.com. The relationship was considered a violation of the organization's guidelines, and a decision on the length of the suspension is expected to come as soon as Thursday, sources said. While no final decision has been made, internal discussions have included scenarios that would keep Udoka out for the entirety of the 2022-2023 NBA season. It isn't believed that Udoka's job is in jeopardy, sources said. Udoka's top assistant, Will Hardy, left the team in June to become coach of the Utah Jazz. Another Jazz finalist, Celtics assistant Joe Mazzulla, would likely be in serious consideration for an interim role, sources tell ESPN. Before we get into more about this wild story, I want to tell you about this great deal we're giving here through BetUS. If you go to promo code CHAT125, you can get a 125% deposit bonus at chatsports.com/bet. So chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code CHAT125 for a 125% deposit bonus. That means if you put $100 in, you can get 125 additional cash to bet with as we take a look at the odds here. Big Patriots game this weekend. Ravens a 6-point favorite. The total's a little bit low at 43.5, so if you feel like it's going to be a high-scoring game that the Patriots win, go and take +6. Go and take money line. Go and take the over. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code CHAT125 as we continue to talk about this wild situation brewing in Boston. Ime Udoka facing a year-long suspension. And when the news broke last night that he was going to get suspended, I was thinking about Brad Stevens potentially being the interim coach. He's, of course, the president of basketball operations in Boston. I think a lot of us had that thought, the possibility of Brad stepping back into the coach's chair. However, he is not going to be the interim coach. Woj tweeted this earlier this morning. Assistant coach Joe Mazzulla is going to be Boston's interim coach for the season, the entirety of this season, because Woj also reporting that it's going to be a year-long suspension for Ime Udoka. So Ime Udoka likely to be suspended a full season. Will Hardy would have been the guy to replace him, but he was hired by the Utah Jazz. Joe Mazzulla likely become the interim coach. And go down and subscribe to our main channel as well, because when NBA news, when NBA rumors, anything that happens around the league breaks, we're going to get you guys a video. Go down and subscribe. Training camp about a week away. The season a little less than a month away. You want to stay in the loop. A lot of news going to be happening in the weeks leading up to the season. Go down, subscribe to our main channel. So a lot of us don't know a whole lot about Joe Mazzulla, so here is what to know. He has been a Celtics assistant since 2019. He's going to be the youngest head coach in the NBA. Just turned 34 years old. He's from Rhode Island, was a very talented player at West Virginia, played college ball for the Mountaineers. Do you have confidence in Joe Mazzulla? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Or if you don't know, type IDK, because that's what I'm typing. I don't know if I have confidence. He's going to have to step in and replace, in what was my opinion, the coach of the year last year in the National Basketball Association. The job that Udoka did last year in his first season, leading the Celtics to the NBA Finals, was a remarkable coaching job, one of the best that we've seen in the NBA in recent memory. So Joe Mazzulla, with no head coaching experience and no experience as a top assistant, is going to have to come in here and be the guy for the Boston Celtics. The suspension is expected to become official today. Woj tweeting again that it's likely to be a full year, and we should know for sure later today. I'm guessing the Celtics will put out an official team announcement or something, but a full year suspension feels harsh. If we know all the information that we know, and what we know right now is that it was a consensual relationship, then this feels very harsh. If this was a consensual relationship, and that's it, that he had an affair and it was a consensual relationship with a team employee, a 1-year suspension feels very harsh. And I understand that, he cheated on his wife. That is that's indefensible. And I know a lot of y'all are going to say cheat on Nia Long, that warrants prison time. But this feels really, really harsh. A full year suspension here for Ime Udoka. Again, he led the Celtics to the NBA Finals. That should not have an impact in the Celtics' decision here, especially if it's a violation of team guidelines. But again, I feel like this is way too harsh. What are your thoughts on the suspension? Type H for too harsh or type F for fair. Down in the comment section, go down, chime in. What are you feeling right now about this suspension? Do you think it's too harsh? Go down in the comment section. Let me know. Here's what's coming up. Monday is media day for the Boston Celtics. That's going to be a can't miss. September 28th, next week, training camp begins. October 4th is their preseason opener. And then we're about 3 weeks away from their season opener on October 18th at TD Garden against the Philadelphia 76ers. Ime Udoka not only will not be coaching in that game, but probably will not coach the Celtics at any point this season. And this is a massive blow, the Celtics. And look, I'm sure Joe Mazzulla is going to do a great job stepping in. He has a lot of respect amongst the Celtics organization and the players, but still, you lose a coach that led you to the NBA Finals last year and is an up-and-coming coach in this league. This is a massive blow to a team that's expected to, again, compete for an NBA championship this season. Again, go down, subscribe to the channel. We're going to continue to keep you posted here on more information that comes out. Again, I feel like this is way too harsh.